So myself, Matt, I'm the CEO of Blockswap Labs, an R&D engineering house. We work on many interesting problems, but mostly on Ethereum and EV adoption. We are a core contributor for the Blockswap network, a decentralized DAO, fully backing with the network protocols that is in line with Ethereum values. So we contribute a lot for that protocols there. I am myself personally, I'm a distributor, computing engineer and an economist by background. In the field for more than a decade. I'm an old guy from Ethereum perspective, but yeah, that's pretty much about myself as a developer. Turned out to be doing stuff in blockchain. So 100 million users is a mission to me. The reason that I spend most of my time doing the protocols that I'm developing is to seeing blockchain as a software developer, seeing proof of stake system was a revelation that it really incentivized through in a novel way users, and that wasn't there before. And the way that the coordination works, you want to get to the core of any kind of society and then incentivize them to reach out to get the products and services to a large number of other people. And that's where we're saying that if we can focus on 100 million users as a mission, not a vision, so that's the first benchmark I set myself when I started the journey. If I can build a team and our team can empower 100 million users globally, they can help 1 billion users to come on board. We don't really have to focus on 1 billion users, then we will just look at a very enterprise level. So it's kind of a starfish model. That's what I think that the best way. So the empowering people is through technology. If we can focus on that 100 million user that we can empower, then that will bring another way of users and they will be helped by the first adopters. So that's what the 100 million users are also saying about. This is a really good question. Why TradeFi is not really they have already a billion users, right? Let's take a step back. If you look at blockchain, crypto, this is very new. Largest exchange, quote unquote, Binance have 95 million users. Coinbase have around 70 million users, $100 billion company. So these are exchanges that was necessary to onboard users. That's the first version of TradeFi. But there's no clear definition of TradeFi in the blockchain. So all the Web2, like Facebook, have 2 billion users. But they actually got that 2 or 3 billion users through other users. So that's about a 20 years company. Yet New York Times and other newspapers and other things, they don't have 2 billion, 3 billion reach out. That's the network effect. That's the difference. You can if you want to look at the TradeFi and us, that's a difference between the network effects. So if we are looking for 100 million users that actually gonna deliver that network effects, but TradeFi cannot do that. It's just a one-way street. They're going there for just to get something for a moment, right? It's not a value-aligned relationship. So as any other industry, when it is at the very beginning, there's a lot of learning curve and there's a lot of cyclical user coming into the things, and then you come, oh, this is really great, and there's something happened unfortunate, and they drop out and they will come back later. But it's quite often. So we want to focus on what's the most impactful user groups that we can get it. I'm again going back to the example of Facebook. Why Facebook was only focused on college students for years, and they were not even interconnected. Schools in a private service, they just want to talk each other, and then to certain escape velocity, and they start interconnected, and it just take off, right? So always there's an escape velocity for the network effects. So we want to focus on most users that have an intrinsic value within the blockchain ecosystem are also very active within the what is this ecosystem is stand for. For example, staking is an operation. They are there for the long term. They are represented by digital assets. Other things like meaningful operations like IDs and all kind of meaningful applications are there. If we can empower these people to stick around and get more and more value-added benefits, they can onboard their peers. So this is how the value dissemination happens. It's just exponential when you look at the a curve of 5 to 10 years. But at the beginning, you're basically going into a ghost town. And there's nothing. We gotta do a lot of buildings, but it's actually worth.
We see a lot of projects fail. We see NFT projects, we see DeFi projects go down. Do you see any sort of trend with the projects that last more than a few years?
How many apps that you have in your phone?
Many.
All those apps that you're using?
No.
You downloaded it way before, but you're not using them. How many apps are there in App Store and Android? Hundreds of thousands. Still, people are using apps as a mode of communication and to the value delivery, right? But you still see that, Instagram is an app, Uber is an app, Spotify is an app, Overcast is an app, Stripe, they're widget. So it really depends on what you are doing. It's not about the category of applications. Applications comes and goes. So does all the extensions that you had in a Chrome and Firefox, but you still use some of the extensions for long years because they're useful. So it really depends on the value that you're connecting with the user. End of the day, you are serving your users, so you should have a human connection. Something you need to build, they want. Simple.
Great.
Well, I see more and more human element coming into our ecosystem, and really appreciate that, and user-focused growth. And I think communities like Ethereum always reinforce themselves with the beliefs and iterations and testing. That means you will get a lot of other people comes and goes, but those people have stood true to their mission, and they're growing. That's why we have all these kind of big protocols that are changing the world. Uniswap is doing more volume than Coinbase that you ask. Aave and Compound is test their time when the C5 went down. So we are seeing that over and over. If it is on smart contracts, that can stay there, and that is very reassuring for me as an entrepreneur and as a developer myself. To do more things that is core to the value of decentralization and smart contracts. So everyone out there, just this blockchain scene is going to be here. It will be different. You will see more and more different value proposition comes in. It will come to you with more and more value deliveries. So we're gonna have a good ride. Stay for it.